welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to get a gaming sponsorship, specifically a gaming sponsorship for your YouTube or Twitch channel, and in return hopefully you'll get some free products. That's specifically what I'm talking about here, not necessarily getting a dollar amount for a sponsorship, especially if you're a smaller channel. So I'm not going to delay here, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it. And the first thing we need to talk about is just that, smaller channels and growing your channel. Back in the day, people were desperate to work with YouTubers, but now not so much. You need to grow your channel to at least 1,000 subs, if not more like 5,000 to 10,000 subs, before brands will even consider working with you. And with that, you're going to need a pretty active audience watching every single video you put up. We have a video on how to grow a YouTube channel. You can actually check out the eye at the top of your screen up there. But nevertheless, that is something you need to do. You need to grow your channel. If you don't grow your channel, it's not going to happen. You're not going to get any sponsorships. Now, if you're on Twitch, you're probably looking at like 50 to 100 concurrent viewers before you can start really nailing in those sponsorships on a consistent basis that want to keep working with you over and over and over again. So that is step one here. You need to grow your channel. You need to get people coming back to your YouTube channel, coming back to your Twitch channel over and over and over again. And then whenever you do that and you've got an audience, you can start moving on with this and actually getting the sponsorships. So where do we go from here? How do we actually get the sponsorships? Well, it's pretty simple. You reach out to gaming companies. Now, I would focus on smaller gaming companies if you're a smaller creator, but once you start breaking that 50,000 subscriber mark, that 100,000 subscriber mark, then you can really start reaching out to bigger companies like Logitech and Razer. But at first, start with smaller companies, smaller gaming companies that don't have as many marketing dollars as, say, someone like Razer or someone like Logitech does. You want to start out with smaller companies because they'll be okay with just sending you a free product that you can review, that you can talk about, that you can do all that, instead of wanting to pay you something on top of that as well for a sponsorship slot or an ad slot. This is mostly talking about doing a review for a company, and as a gamer, you're going to have an audience of people who are interested in those products right at the gate without them having to worry about anything like, you know, your audience not fitting. If you're a gaming channel and you're reviewing a gaming keyboard, people are going to be interested in that. Same goes if you're a gaming channel and reviewing a custom controller, right? This is a very, very good way to start working with brands is by doing a custom controller video. There are all sorts of companies out there that make custom Xbox and PlayStation controllers, and they are willing to work with YouTubers, especially smaller ones. I personally had success back when I started with these companies, and I know they're still out there today. Now, how do you actually contact these companies? Well, if you go to their website, many of them have a press inquiries tab, and you would actually contact that email. They also might have a contact page if they don't have that email, like a press email. And if they don't have that, just find some sort of email for the company and reach out to them. Even Twitter works. Even messaging them on Twitter saying, hey, I would love to work with your company and put something together to where I can review your product, where I can get a product and post it on my channel to help you out and sell some of your controllers or keyboards or headsets or whatever you can get and whoever you decide to work with, right? So that's how you do it. You find an email, you find a contact form, or you could just reach out to them on social media and say, hey, I'm looking to work with some brands, do some reviews and things like that, and I would love to do a 100% honest review of your product on my channel. I've got 10,000 subscribers, I've got 5,000 subscribers, they're active, they're watching my content, and this will be very good for you. Now, don't spam here. Don't send them 10 messages, send them one message every 2 weeks. Send them one message every month. Do not spam, do not send a ton of messages, because if you do, you will be sorely mistaken that they're just going to blacklist you. They're just going to say, we're never going to work with this guy. He's sending an email every day. It is very, very annoying. Send one email every 2 weeks. Sometimes emails do get lost, but most of the time they don't. 99.9% of the time, they don't. So only email once every 2 weeks or so. Only reach out on Twitter once every 2 weeks or so about your sponsorship. Now, if you're tweeting them, you can reply to their tweets. You can interact with them and get noticed that way by the company, but don't send a message every single day saying, hey, I would like to feature your product. That's not going to go well. You will get blacklisted, and possibly not just even by that one company, but by other companies, because a lot of these companies and a lot of the people who own these companies and work for these companies talk, and they say, hey, this influencer is spamming like crazy. Let's just kind of go ahead and not, you know, work with them. They seem immature, and that's what spamming comes across as, immature, and nobody wants someone reviewing their product with that sort of mentality. So only send one message every 2 weeks or so, and then you'll be good to go. From there, you need to make a good, genuine review. And you can even start out reviewing a product you have. If you have a Logitech mouse, for example, you could start out reviewing that mouse as an example video of what you'll be giving the brand. Just make it a good review, make it a high quality review, and make it a honest review. If you're doing reviews, don't just give a good review because it's a good product. Tell the company, and I've done this 3 or 4 times in the past, this isn't a good product, I am not reviewing it, and you can send it back if you want or whatever. Most of the time, the companies say, thanks for your feedback, and there you go. You can reach out to the company and say, hey, I just don't really like your product. This isn't going to be a positive review. I'm going to do the video, and sometimes they might say, no, don't do the video, but I would recommend uploading some negative reviews to your channel occasionally and saying, this just isn't a good product, because you want to be honest with your audience. And so just because a product is bad doesn't mean you shouldn't review it. But a lot of times I have reached out to a company and they have righted some of the wrongs and, said, actually, you're using this the wrong way. That happened one time with like an audio booster and stuff like that. That's why it is important to make sure you're using something correctly. And then you can share that information with your audience during your review. However, if a product is just bad, don't be afraid to just go ahead and post a review. And sure, that company might not want to work with you in the future, but if it's a company like that, I wouldn't want to work with them either. Most of the time, a company says, thank you so much for your feedback, and they'll take it, improve their product, and move on and work with you in the future. This happens time and time again with huge tech channels like Linus Tech Tips, but it can happen with smaller channels as well, and it does happen pretty often with smaller channels. So post a good, honest review, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, and always have some negative points in your review. Not everything is perfect. I love this Logitech mouse. I absolutely love it, but I wish the battery life was a little bit longer. And that's just off the top of my head. On top of that, I feel like the button right there to like switch it. See that button right there? That's much too easy to press. Press it all the time by accident. There are many things that I don't like about that mouse, even though I love that mouse. I would give that a 4.5 out of 5 stars, but there are still some bad things, and you want to point those out, and you want to make sure you give an honest review talking about the good points and the bad points when you finally do get a product. And from there, it is important to keep following up. I said don't spam, but you need to keep following up. Whether you're sending them an email saying, hey, I want your product, or whether you're sending them an email saying, hey, this review's done, what do you think about it? Let me know when there's something else I can review. Follow up with the companies you already have relationships with, and those relationships will get better. Follow up with companies you've yet to get relationships with, and they'll start to notice you, and you'll start to get on your radar. But again, don't spam, and only email them really when you have new news. Let's say you went from 50,000 subscribers to 75,000 subscribers in 6 months. That's something they might want to know about, even if you've never worked with them before. So go ahead and contact them about it. And with that, you can get gaming sponsorships. First of all, you need to grow your channel some, put a lot of work in, check out the eye up there again, and use that video to grow your channel and get some tips. But overall, once you've got your channel at about 2,500 to 5,000 subscribers, you can start reaching out to brands, and you'll be surprised on who you use. Most importantly, use smaller brands though. That's a very key thing. But anyway, guys, my name is Nick. This has been The Breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. And I am out. Peace.